delivery dates of a $1,400 fourth stimulus check specifically focused on Social Security, including retirement, disability, SSDI, survivors, SSI, VA, RRB, low income, no income, seniors, older adults, and of course, people with disabilities. I have all the details and what you need to know as requested by so many of you right here in the community, right here in this video, so let's get right into it. I know in this video, I do want to address some questions and concerns I continue to see down below in the comment section literally every single day from many of you right here in the community wondering about the latest details of a fourth stimulus check, highly focused on the groups that I mentioned at the beginning of this video, which are some really good questions based on everything going on right now and everything we've been talking about. There's a lot of weird stuff going on right now and the massive economic contraction we've all been talking about and seeing out there right now. So yes, this is a great question and what I want to focus on for you here in this video, as well as answering the questions in regards to delivery timeframes and what it would actually take for Congress to send something like this out. Great questions. Let's get right into it. Really fast before we do, thanks so much for joining me. If you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, please make sure to subscribe right down below the video. It's totally free to do so, and I'm here for you right by your side every single day to help you out in any way that I possibly can as your one and only daily advocate. Also, as long as you're right down below the video hitting that subscribe button, if you haven't done so yet, make sure to like the video and of course share this video with your friends, family, and social media so again we can continue to reach as many people as we can right now, as there's a lot of confusion and a lot of uncertainty with everything going on. So again, thanks so much. Please subscribe down below and let's get into it and talk about your questions, your concerns, and the answers to all of that right here in this video. All right, so there's a lot of stuff going on right now. In fact, if you've been watching the videos lately, you know, right now we're going through kind of an economic contraction. And again, I've made this very clear before in other videos. Every single economic contraction, when it turns into a recession, they're all accompanied by stimulus checks, okay? I can go back in history and show you every single recession is accompanied by stimulus checks. Why? Because they want to get the economy pumped back up again, and they know that if they send out money to the people, we will go out and we will spend it, getting a lot of money into the economy very, very quickly. Also, I want to point this out as well, and again, I've made this very, very clear in all the videos. I want to make it very clear in this one as well. As of right now, no, a stimulus check has not been approved. Regardless of what you hear out there with other people and what they're saying, no, a stimulus check has not been approved yet, okay? I watch this stuff very, very closely. There's no way that anything has slipped by me out of Congress. Not something like that anyway, okay? I'm watching it very closely. However, I do want to point out in this video, because I've had a lot of people reaching out to me asking, I need money like right now. I need money like 2 years ago. I need it right away. In the event Congress does come forward and pass something like this, how fast could they get it to me? That's a really good question. Let me break down the details for you because I want to jump back in history here just for a second here and point out the details of this because it'll show us a pretty good timeline as far as how fast they can get money distributed to the people. It's pretty quick based on what they've done here, okay? Stick with me here for just a second. I'm going to throw out some dates. I'm going to throw out some timelines here, and I'm going to give you some ideas of what it would actually take. It's not that long. They could get something like this done relatively quickly, okay? All right, so let's rewind all the way back to early 2020, okay? We know what was happening then, right? In fact, they passed the CARES Act. That was the first of the stimulus packages that we knew about. Well, there was actually more than that, but this is the big one. It was $2.3 trillion. They passed it in March of 2020, okay? This is when everything was happening. But they started working on that bill in about a month's time, not even. Less than a month's time, they had that bill from basically an idea to pass through and signed by the president, okay? It was very, very quick. But let me break down the details of this. So that was signed into law on March 27th, 2020. Checks started hitting accounts April 15th. So like, what is that, 2.5 weeks later? So it took about 2.5 weeks for the first original $1,200 checks to start hitting accounts with that first CARES Act package, okay? Now, let's go forward all the way till the end of 2020. This is when they passed a $900 billion package as well. This one contained a $600 check. This one was passed through Congress and signed into law by the president on December 28th. It was late in the evening on December 28th. We were covering it live streams then, all kinds of drama going on at that time. There was a kind of talk about, is it going to be signed, is it not, all kinds of stuff like that. It was signed late in the evening, December 28th. Then we started seeing checks hitting accounts literally the very next day, which, by the way, that was a Sunday. December 28th was a Sunday. It was late in the evening. Checks started hitting accounts the next day. Monday and Tuesday, checks started hitting accounts. But the vast majority of checks started hitting accounts on January 4th. So what is that? Like a week later, checks started hitting accounts, okay? So about a week's time is what it took them for check number 2, the $600. Now next, let's fast forward out to March of 2021, okay? The next package, the American Rescue Plan, $1.9 trillion? Yeah, it was $1.9 trillion, okay? That one was passed March 11th. Guess what? Checks started hitting accounts March 17th, okay? So 6 days later, they had checks hitting accounts. The vast majority of people got their checks March 17th. However, what happened to fixed income beneficiaries? Great question. Remember all the drama during that time? Oh yeah, if you've been here on the channel since then, you know what happened back then, okay? I was calling the IRS, I was calling Social Security, I was calling all kinds of people, pounding the table saying, where's the money for fixed income beneficiaries? It took all the way until April 7th for payments to start hitting accounts for fixed income beneficiaries, the vast majority of beneficiaries anywhere. Why did that happen? Somebody dropped the ball. Somebody dropped the ball getting the data from Social Security over to the IRS and the Treasury so they could start processing those payments. And again, we figured all that out after the commissioner of Social Security at that time. It was all kinds of drama about that whole thing, but that came out, and then payments started hitting accounts for fixed income beneficiaries April 7th. To be real though, that should not have happened. That should not have happened. So that's a little bit of an anomaly there, but at the same time, we got to take that into consideration. So that took, what is that? 3 weeks? 18, 25. Yeah, it took almost 4 weeks. Took practically 4 weeks, just under 4 weeks, for those payments to hit accounts from the time it was passed through Congress and signed into law by the president on March 11th, 2021, for those checks to start hitting accounts for fixed income beneficiaries took just under 4 weeks. However, for virtually everybody else out there, they got their payments 6 days later, okay? So you can see here, the speed in which they can get these payments out is relatively quickly. The first check went out in about 2.5 weeks. The second check went out in anywhere between about 24 to 48 hours. Most people got their checks about 7 days later. When it came down to check number 3, most people got their checks within 6 days. And then, unfortunately, because of the little anomaly, because somebody dropped the ball there, a lot of people got their checks who are fixed income beneficiaries. The 70 million people who get benefits from Social Security got their checks about 3.5, almost 4 weeks later, if that makes sense. So you can see here very quickly, in the event that Congress were to come together and pass another package or something like this, how quickly could they get checks into your possession? The answer would be very fast, probably about anywhere between about a couple days to about a week, maybe 2 weeks in some instances. That's how fast they can do this, okay? I would say anywhere between about 48 hours to about 7 days is what they could get this done, based on history, based on what we've seen before, okay? So as a result of this data right here, you can clearly see in the event that they were to get something done like this, they could get checks into your possession, into your bank account, onto your Direct Express card, wherever you happen to get payments like that, very, very quickly. Now again, I want to make it very clear, as of right now, and like I said a few minutes ago, it has not been passed yet. Nothing has been passed yet as far as a check. But again, like I said earlier, down below in the comment section, I see comments literally every single day. I read hundreds and hundreds of comments every single day, and I see comments from some people here in the community reaching out asking, when are they going to pass a check? How much is it going to be? Who is it going to include it? How fast can they get it to me? I need money today. Can they give me money today? All kinds of questions like this. And now, obviously, I'm paraphrasing some of the questions, but you get my point here. These are the questions that I continue to see, and I wanted to break it down for you here in this video. But when it comes down to it, they could easily get something done relatively quickly. But I want to make this very clear again, which is this. It all comes down to the economy, okay? It literally does not matter how many letters we send to them, how many emails we send to them, how many voicemails we leave on their machines, stuff like this, how many times we call them. It doesn't matter. I'm going to be real with you. They couldn't care less, okay? They don't care. When it comes down to these politics, what they care about is, number one, getting their agenda done, right? They care about themselves. They care about their agenda. They care about getting reelected if that is something that is important to them. And then they also care about looking at, what does their party want collectively, right? So they look at what they want, number one. They look at, what they can do with their party as a whole, things like that. So when it comes down to it, unfortunately, they don't really care about what we ask of them, right? They want to say, well, what's in it for me? How can I get reelected? How can I make my 200 whatever? What do they make now? Politicians, I think it's over $204,000 or something like that a year. It's crazy, right? They make a lot of money to sit there and twiddle their thumbs and do virtually nothing, right? So anyway, this is what it comes down to. But when it comes down to the economy, remember, I've been talking about this for a couple years now. I've been saying this for many times now in other videos. It all comes down to the economy. When we continue to see this economic contraction, when we continue to see this whole thing dump into a recession here, that's what we need to watch very closely, okay? There's a million warning signs out there showing exactly what is going on. The whole thing that's been working efficiently as we've been thinking anyway, this whole big bubble that we've been pumping up for the last couple of years here, it's basically in the process of popping, okay? This whole thing, it takes a little time, but as soon as that bubble starts to deflate, it happens relatively quickly, okay? So I'm just saying, it all comes down to the economy. Every single recession over the last 22, 23 years or so have all produced stimulus checks. Let me give you a quick example, okay? I know I've talked about this before in other videos. Let me break it down for you really fast here, just so we can clearly see, okay? What happened in the year 2000? Good old Y2K. The dot-com bubble popped. What happened? Economy went straight down. Jobs lost. Tons and tons of jobs lost. All kinds of things were contracted. As a result of that, we got checks. $300 checks. Wow, $300. But here's the thing. Back in 2000, $300 was big money back then, right? $300 today, that'd be an insult if they gave us $300. But $300 back in 2000, the year 2000, 23 years ago, that was pretty big money then, right? However, that's what happened. Recession, okay? 2007, 2008, early 2009, what happened? The housing market took a crash, right? Went straight down. Bad stuff. A lot of people lost their homes to foreclosure. A lot of unemployment. Rate went through the roof. A lot of people losing their jobs, all kinds of stuff. Economy contraction, recession. What did we get? $600 checks. Got it. What happened in May of 2009? Fixed income beneficiaries got a highly dedicated check of $250. Okay, so that happened as well. Fast forward, 2020. What happened? Recession. Why? Well, for a whole variety of reasons. The catalyst was COVID, but again, it was just, in the making. It was going to happen anyway. That was just the catalyst. Either way, recession. What happened? Unemployment rate through the roof, people losing their jobs, businesses contracting, all kinds of stuff. What happened? We got checks, $1,200 checks. What happened, late 2020? Economy was still doing really bad. I mean, people were still out of a job. A lot of things were still, closed down, a lot of restrictions, stuff like that. Business was still bad. As a result, the economy was not doing good. We got another $600 check. What happened in early 2021? Well, we got paid out on a bribe is basically what happened. And we got another $1,400 check, which again, I'll gladly take it. So thank you very much. We got another $1,400 check then. But again, at the same time, the economy was still not doing that great. Things were still closed down, a lot of restrictions. And here we are back at it a few years later. 2023, right? Rapidly approaching 2024, economy got pumped up with $6 trillion of stimulus through multiple stimulus packages, early 2020, late 2020, 2021, late 2021. I mean, seriously, $6 trillion they printed during that time. Where do you think that's going? Well, it's all inflated, all kinds of stuff. Does that bubble need to pop at some point? Sure does, right? And we're right in the brink of that thing right here, right now, okay? So when it comes down to it, it's all about the economy. Anyway, I want to point that out for you really quickly. For those of you that have been asking what's going on here, the likelihood of another check, who's going to get it, how much is it going to be, all these things like this, how fast can they get it to us? This is what it comes down to, okay? I've talked about this before in other videos. Very important stuff. We got to watch the economy. Unemployment rate, got to watch that. We need to watch the Federal Reserve. We need to watch inflation. We've got to watch all of the sectors. The stock market, that thing's not doing so great, right? We got to watch the crypto market. The crypto market has virtually no impact on anything, but it's still something we want to watch, right? It shows money flow. We got to watch money flow. That's what it comes down to. Where is the money flowing? Is it flowing into the economy? Is it flowing out of the economy? Where's it going? That's very important stuff, okay? Anyway, hope this one helps you. Again, I'm here for you in any way that I can be. I hope this answers your questions to give you better clarity on what's going on, any other details you might want to know. But either way, hope this helps. Either way, make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet. Share the video with your friends, family, social media, and go back and check out any of the other thousands of videos here on the channel. Also, leave your comments, your questions, your feedback down below. If you want to elaborate on anything further, of course, I can certainly do that for you. I just want to do what I can to provide value to you, to answer questions for you, to be here for you, to let you know I'm watching everything closely. I care about you and everybody right here in the community, everybody right here on the channel. I care, okay? Unlike politicians who are just working in their own best interest, I actually care, okay? Anyway, hope this one helps you. Again, enjoy your day. Take care. Have a good one. And enjoy your day. I'll see you again later.